It's the 1st of July 2020, so we're halfway through this so far quite crazy year. This is my monthly update video in which I'll tell all of you subscribers, supporters, readers, listeners, fans of other sorts what we've got coming up in July, which is going to be an intense month. I've got a few new things on the horizon and what you might have missed in June. So let's start by talking about three big things, which I do every month. One of them is something quite new, but also in a way quite old. I'm continuing the Worlds of Speculative Fiction series, but in a slightly different format. I'll talk about that in the July section. Big thing number two, I've started to make some progress once again on Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit, creating the commentary videos that we call Half-Hour Hegel. Big thing number three is that I should be able this coming month to offer several new online classes in the Study with Sadler Academy. So if you've been hankering for studying with me, well, you've got an opportunity. So what took place in the month of June? Obviously, because of COVID-19, we've been spending a lot of time inside. The only time that I tend to go outside is for walks, masked up, and for various appointments and picking up things from pharmacies. Every event that I have done, accordingly, has been an online event. And you can generally see videos of each of these. We'll cover that more in the video section, but I do my usual monthly AMA, my public Hegel Q&A and discussion session. I started a new series of events on political theory and applications. Obviously, the Wisdom for Life radio show has been going like gangbusters with me and my co-host Dan Hayes. Recording them for River West Radio, our local community radio station, and the Classic Metal class had its third class session as well. So that's going along quite well and consistently. I had a few other things come out this month that have been sitting for quite a while. The Death Hangout podcast released their episode that we had recorded on existentialism, and David Story had recorded an interview with me back a couple years ago, and he finally brought it out. So if you want to hear about my views on the academy and doing philosophy outside of the academy, you might want to check those out. I'll put links to those down below. Been doing a lot of online teaching. I know a lot of people think that summer is downtime for academics, and for most academics it is. For me, it's just as packed as the regular semester is. I just finished teaching a business ethics class online with Marquette University. We're about halfway through our ethics class with Milwaukee Area Technical College, and in the end of June we started the Intro to Philosophy class online for Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. So I've got a lot on my plate that way. And I've also been picking up, interestingly, a lot of new tutorial clients and continuing on with older clients. I've also picked up some new philosophical counseling clients as well. So that has kept me quite busy and my schedule quite packed. For the Sadler's Lectures podcast, I produced some things that I early released to my Patreon supporters, not to the general public, in the month of June, including some lectures on John Rawls and his theory of justice, and one special one on Hannah Arendt. But I did publicly release the Immanuel Kant Groundwork for the Metaphysics of Morals episodes and the Aristotle, Nicomachean Ethics, primarily books 3 and 4 episodes as well on the virtues. And we're still in the middle of releasing those. Shot a lot of video footage. Each of those events and classes are available as videos, so I don't have to go back over the listing of those. I also shot something else that was kind of cool. So I've been experimenting with, moving things around in playlists. And one of the things I realized is that YouTube video playlist, you really need to create a video at the start of it saying, what's this playlist about? Because otherwise people are often quite confused. So I did that with 2 of the lecture series that I did for the Kingston Public Library way back when we lived in New York. So that's going 5 years ago. The Understanding Anger series and the Glimpses of Existence series. And those, I think served their purpose. Short little talk with me in front of the chalkboard discussing what the series was about and what they're going to find in it. Then I also shot some core concept videos I finished out the Heraclitus sequence, and I shot a number of videos on Seneca's letters, mostly having to do with issues concerning virtue. So that's what I did, in June. The one other thing that I will say, and I mentioned this in the 3 big things, is I did get around to creating new content on Hegel. I'm very happy to say that I didn't get, a full 6 videos done, but I got 2 really solid commentary videos on Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit in the morality section. So now we've got some momentum going. Getting one done is a bit of an achievement. It takes me about 5 hours of plotting things out to shoot each one. And that's hard to find at that time. But getting 2 done is even better. It's twice as good. So, lot done in the month of June. I think that the month of July is going to be even more packed than the month of June. My wife and I were joking about it, and she was talking about it being sort of like a boot camp for us. Not only is there a lot of academic and sort of public philosophy stuff to do, we're also trying to whip this apartment into shape in various ways. Take things out of boxes and figure out what to do with them, make some resolutions about a lot of things. So it's a good thing it's got 31 days. Right? Events, let's talk about those first. All of the events are going to be online, of course, because we're still here in the city of Milwaukee in a stay-at-home order, thankfully, and it looks like cases of COVID are still on the rise, so we're not getting out of this bucket anytime soon. All of the online events are in Central Time, so when you hear me talk about the day and the time, and you can click, of course, and look down, in the video description and see when and where they're going to be, and also you can go to my Reason.io calendar and see the events there as well. So, Wisdom for Life, the radio show, goes every Saturday at 4 p.m. You can listen to it, worldwide. You just need to click on the Listen Here button on the show thing or on River West Radio itself. You can even say, "Hey Siri, play WXRW," and it'll play it for you. So 4 o'clock, Dan Hayes and I discuss topics of applying philosophy in ordinary life and a whole variety of different things. This coming Saturday, we're going to be talking about what is Stoicism. So you might want to tune into that one. On the 7th at 6 p.m., we'll have our MKE SOPHIA. That's Milwaukee SOPHIA. SOPHIA is the Society of Philosophers in America. We're going to be having a chapter meeting discussing, what SOPHIA is, what public philosophy is, and talking about the events that we want to do through the rest of the year, assuming, that we're going to be in COVID times. On the 8th at 5 p.m., we have our public Hegel Q&A and discussion session. People show up and they want to talk about Hegel and related topics. And you can bring whatever you want to. You don't have to know a lot of Hegel in order to do that. Everybody is welcome. On the 11th at 12 p.m., we will have our monthly AMA, that's Ask Me Anything session. Obviously, you want to get your questions in early and make sure that you don't ask the same question over and over again, because then I kind of skip it. I try to get as many people's questions answered as I possibly can. We never get to all of them, so again, you want to get your question in fairly early. Later on that day at 2 p.m., we have a perk for Patreon supporters, the Philosophy Chat, where they do video conferencing with me, and they can talk about anything that they want to. So it's live interaction with me, available for Patreon supporters at a certain level. On the 12th at 12 p.m., streaming live on YouTube, we're going to have the next political theory and application discussion. I haven't yet decided what particular topic we're going to focus on, but it'll be something from classical political theory, and we'll talk about its application in the world of today. On the 18th at 12 p.m., we have our classic metal class. I'll be joined again by Scott Trulli, hopefully. I actually have to check the schedule to see if he can make it. If not, I'll be flying solo, discussing things where music history and philosophy and the music itself of heavy metal, coincide and connect. I do some presentation, then we have some Q&A and discussion. On the 25th, we've got sort of a double header event, and this is one of the new big things. So in the past, I had these sessions hosted at the Brookfield Public Library called Worlds of Speculative Fiction. Doubtless many of you are familiar with these. We've got 43 videos in the series because, I didn't make every single month. Sometimes there were illnesses or things like that, but generally I did. And we've talked, there's an original introductory one, and then we've talked about 42 different speculative fiction authors, a very wide range. And we had a quite engaged group. What I'm going to be doing, I've decided, we can't actually have them at the library, and we probably can't for quite a ways to come because I can't pack all these people in the room. I'm going to start doing them online. And so what I've got in mind is to shoot a video of me talking about the particular author. We're going to start with Cordwainer Smith and his one novel, that he wrote, Nostrilla, and his Instrumentality of Man, Instrumentality of Humanity series, The Rediscovery of Man. You can find it all in this one volume. Great author, actually wrote under a couple different pseudonyms. I'm going to do a video where I'm going to talk about him and philosophical themes in his work, and then I'm going to premiere that video, and people are going to have the chance to talk about it in the premiere. Then, following that, we're going to have a online video conferencing Q&A session where people can pop in and ask questions or make comments about Cordwainer Smith and his great ideas and characters and plots and novels and all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in that, you stay tuned, and I'll be posting about it, and you can join in if you'd like to. What else do we have coming up? On the 30th at 6 p.m., we'll have the Milwaukee Stoic Fellowship meeting, and we will be finishing up our look at Musonius Rufus's lectures and talking about some Stoic practices and other things that we might want to do, and that finishes up the month. This month, I'm going to be still, again, teaching online. I'll have 3 classes going. I've got a little bit of a brief interlude right now before the next Marquette Business Ethics class starts up. The Milwaukee Area Technical College class will finish at the end of the month. The Milwaukee Institute of Art of Design class will continue on through into August. And then I have to start designing my classes for fall because I'm teaching online this fall as well. So there's a lot to do there. I've got some writing projects going on, including editing a volume for Stoicism Today. We're hoping to bring that out maybe by the end of the year. We're in the very beginning stages of that. A lot of tutorial sessions going on, a lot of philosophical counseling going on. As a matter of fact, I have some new clients that want to bring me in, and even one who wants me to do some consulting. So I've got a lot with that. With the podcast, I'm going to continue on and finish out those Aristotle pieces on the different virtues. Then I'll be releasing the Rawls ones that I early released to Patreon supporters, the One Arendt one, and then we'll have a vote again. Some of you may be familiar with this. I ask my viewers, subscribers, listeners, hey, here's some options. What should we do next? And I do that in Twitter, in YouTube, and in other venues as well. Although I think I might direct everybody towards Twitter in that case so that we have everything aggregated in one spot. Video work. I'm going to be doing a lot of video work this month. I have 4 review videos plotted out, beginning with this one, More Than Happiness by Antonia Maccaro. She gave me that quite a while back to review. Then we're going to switch up gears a little bit and do Hiram Crespo's Tending the Epicurean Garden, a really interesting book about how to apply Epicureanism in one's life. We're going to do Midlife, a Philosophical Guide by Kiran Satya. And then this is another one that I got recently by J. David Velleman on Being Me. It was sent to me by the publisher. It's actually quite short, but quite rich, so we'll be reviewing those. Obviously, I'm going to be shooting more half-hour Hegel videos over the course of the month. There's the event videos, the classic metal class, the AMAs, each Wisdom for Life episode. We try to get good video footage of that for you. The new political theory and application one, that'll be airing as well because that's a live event. I'm going to be shooting some more of those intro to playlist videos as well. Maybe I'll shoot for 2 of them this month. And I'm going to try to do some more personal videos as well, letting you into some of my life and telling you a bit about my backstories and, experiences and ideas about things. Core concept videos. You're going to see a few one-offs. For example, I'm doing one on, Robert Nozick's experience machine. I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of other stuff from Anarchy, Utopia. Blanking on the other name? Anarchy State Utopia. But I'm doing one because I need it for my class. Likewise, I'm doing a couple on Hannah Arendt, on Eichmann, and Jerusalem. But the big stuff that I'm going to be doing for Core Concept and releasing quite a few of these are Hume's inquiry regarding human understanding. I shot some videos on that a while back, but need to shoot some more of the ones I had scheduled. I've got some additional ones on Camus' Myth of Sisyphus that I need to bring out. And if I can get to it, I'm going to be shooting some on Mills on Liberty as well. You remember that I produced quite a few of them on Mills on Liberty, but I really only got about halfway through the work, so there's quite a few that also need to be done as well. So that's what's coming up in July. If you want to, again, stay on top of the events, you look at my Facebook page. I tend to keep that pretty well updated, and look at the Reason.io event calendar. Hope that I see you in some of the online events, and I look forward to engaging in philosophy with you.